So we've been diving deep into understanding our mind, how we've been programmed, how our thoughts shape our reality, and tools that we can use to help us create the blueprint for the life we've always dreamed of. And as important as it is to learn how to reprogram ourselves and be mindful creators, the real magic happens, guys, when we live these practices. The NBA method is about getting your mind and your body into alignment. It's learning the knowledge in our mind and then embodying the practices each day. Here's the deal, guys. For real change to happen, our minds and our bodies, they need to be buddies, speaking the same language and acting accordingly. As I shared with you, I suffered from debilitating depression and anxiety. For years, I was struggling mentally, but I've also dealt with having my body fail me. For over a decade, I got one diagnosis after another, bad news to more bad news to, oh my God, this might really be the end. And I remember it like it was yesterday, guys, wanting to so badly just be normal, to just go out with my friends and just live life, to not be cooped up all day, every day, barely able to move and get out of bed. At that time, my outings consisted of doctor appointments and hospital visits. And this is absolutely no way to live. And guys, I can tell you from experience that you don't have to. That you truly have the capability to heal your mind, to heal your body, and to become the version of yourself that you've always imagined, the very best version of yourself. So guys, you need to understand that the body is not just a bystander. It is an active participant in our journey of transformation. The alignment between mind, body, and heart is the very essence of what we're here to explore. So we're gonna dive into the profound impact of stress, how it influences our body's functions, how it shapes our health, and how it can even sway our perception of reality. Understanding the intricate dance between stress and our well-being is paramount to cultivating a life of balance and fulfillment. So as we mentioned earlier in the course, we are either thriving or we're surviving in life. And when we find ourselves in a state of surviving, that means we are living in a state of stress. Well, when we are faced with stress, the body activates what is called the fight or flight response. This triggers a cascade of physiological changes, including the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. While this response is crucial for dealing with immediate threats, chronic activation can lead to negative health outcomes. And that's because chronic stress suppresses the immune system's effectiveness, making the body more susceptible to illness and infections. And over time, guys, this can lead to prolonged recovery of illnesses and an increased vulnerability to diseases. We are wired to handle stress. It's part of our survival. If there is a threat in your environment, you need to be able to react. Think about our ancestors. If there was a tiger or predator outside of the cave, well, they needed their body pumping with adrenaline and cortisol so that they could survive that situation. But nowadays, there aren't tigers outside of our house. But there is, however, work, our bosses, social media, relationships, and all of these stressors knock our body out of homeostasis. We are not built to live in constant states of stress. Chronic stress, when left unchecked, can disrupt the body's natural balance. And as I mentioned, homeostasis. This disruption is often referred to as dis-ease, a state where the body's normal functioning is impaired. Our cells don't merely respond to our genes. They're also influenced by our environment, our thoughts, and our emotions. So imagine for a moment, if you will, that stress is like a dimmer switch for our genes. When stress is chronic, the dimmer remains on, leading to altered genetic activity. But here's the fascinating aspect, guys, is that we have the power to influence that dimmer switch. so we have the power to heal, and even from all of the chaos and stress that life creates. But to do this though, we have to know and identify what stressors we are experiencing in our lives. Life stressors can broadly be categorized into three main types: chemical, physical, and emotional. Each of these stressors has unique effects on our bodies and our mind, and understanding their impact is crucial for maintaining overall well-being. So let's dive into each one. First, chemical stress, substances that can disrupt the body's normal functioning. These substances can include toxins, pollutants, drugs, alcohol, cosmetics, toiletries, home products, and even food nowadays. When the body encounters these stressors, it triggers a response to neutralize or eliminate them. So what is the science behind chemical stressors? Well, they create toxic overload in our bodies. Exposure to excessive toxins can overwhelm the body's detoxification pathways, leading to oxidative stress and damage to the cells and tissues. They also cause hormonal disruption. Certain chemicals can interfere with the endocrine system, affecting hormone balance and leading to various health issues. Guys, hormones control nearly all the processes in your body. These chemicals help coordinate your body's functions, from metabolism to growth and development, emotions, mood, sexual function, and even sleep. So think how terrible it is to have a hormonal imbalance. Stress also creates inflammation. Chemical stressors can contribute to chronic inflammation, which is linked to numerous diseases, including cardiovascular issues, autoimmune disorders, cancers, and even mental health conditions. Chemical stress completely destroys our bodies, guys. So you really need to be mindful of what you are putting in and on your body. The second category of stress we experience in life is physical stress. And physical stressors encompass various external forces that affect the body's structure and function. These include injuries, infection, extreme temperatures, and even intense physical activities. Physical stress completely wears your body down, and it can knock you out of homeostasis. I do want to mention though that some physical stressors like moderate exercise or brief cold exposure can trigger what is called a hormetic response. And what this means is that they stimulate adaptive responses that enhance the body's resilience and overall health. So this is proof then that healthy stress does exist, and things like cold plunges, intermittent fasting, HIIT exercises can stimulate powerful cellular pathways that support overall health. But we do need to keep in mind, guys, that physical stress is one of the main stressors in our life. So we do need to become aware of how physical stress is hindering our body and our health. The third stress we experience in life is emotional stress. And emotional stressors arise from challenging situations, relationships, and negative emotions. They can lead to mental and emotional strain, impacting our overall well-being. So what is happening on the body when we experience emotional stress? Well, emotional stressors trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol, which activates the HPA axis. This is also called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. So chronic activation of this system can lead to adrenal fatigue and various health issues. Sometimes this can show up in your life as extreme fatigue, brain fog, and so many other terrible things. And guys, sometimes we can't dodge emotional stressors. My brother passed away out of the blue. That was a huge emotional stress in my life, and it completely shut down my adrenal system. Emotional stressors really affect the neurotransmitter levels in our brain. That can lead to mood disorders, anxiety, depression, and really just that sense of when you never want to get out of bed and you don't feel like living anymore. Yeah, that is because your neurotransmitters have been affected. Emotional stress also creates what is called an allostatic load. This is where there is so much wear and tear on the body that it increases the risk of chronic disease. Stress is a killer, and we all know that. And that is why it is so important to become aware of the stressors in your life so we can minimize them as much as possible. So on that note, it is time now to take action. So the first thing I want you to do is to create a stress inventory list. You're gonna take out a sheet of paper and you're gonna divide that into 3 sections. You're gonna label them chemical, physical, and emotional. Second thing you're gonna do, it's time then to assess the types of stressors you encounter in your life. So I want you to identify patterns and sources of stress. For example, under chemical, think about, what are you eating daily? Is it organic, or is the food processed and full of toxic chemicals? What products are you using? The shampoo, the conditioner, makeup, lotions. Our skin is our largest organ, and everything we put on it goes directly into our bloodstream. Then, what are the physical stressors that are happening in your life? Are you working your body too hard, or are you not making time to exercise and move it at all? Then I want you to think about your emotional stressors. Are there relationships in your life that are just toxic? People that you need to cut out, or boundaries that you need to set? By recognizing and managing these stressors, you can enhance your overall health and well-being. And it is essential then, guys, to adopt approaches that address each type of stressor and incorporate strategies to minimize their negative impact on your body. The next thing I want you to do is write down what you can do to minimize the stress in your life. Can you commit to buying healthier products or food? Will you set up a day and time to have a conversation with someone you need to set a clear and healthy boundary with? It is essential to be aware of what is causing you stress, and then to incorporate strategies to minimize the negative impact it is having on your body. There are practices that promote relaxation, such as meditation or deep breathing. And there are fun hobbies that you can do that can counteract the negative effects of stress. You do this by cultivating a state of relaxation or promoting fun in your life. We give our bodies then the chance to heal, to repair, and to thrive. So get familiar with the stress, the current tools that you have to combat them, and know that we are just getting started. There are going to be so many things you're about to learn in this course that will help you deal with stress in your life, help you eliminate stress in your life, and really give you the ability to heal your body, to heal your mind, and to create the life of your dreams.